I have been working on a course called Finding Stillness, and during my time of reflecting and trying to create the content and be inspired and like self-cultivate and create artistically in my own way, I came with the idea of the anchor. The anchor, what is the anchor? One of the anchors we usually carry around is that of the past. Is that of the past. It's how we relate to everything around us. Although something happens and life keeps moving on, the certain threads that we carry, the certain ropes that at the other end of us are an anchor. And they're holding us back, they're keeping us back, and of course, they're weighing us down. In a way that it doesn't allow us to freely move away, to freely go to uncharted territories, to explore, to be more adventurous, because we're constantly looking back. Welcome to another episode from Inside Treasures. My name is Hubus, and I love to challenge myself and those around me for the purpose of growth. I'm here to help you to heal, to change, and to grow. This particular episode is all about living in the present moment. Sometimes we're aware of this. We carry these things around and we can even wear them as a badge of honor. Look, this thing happened in my past and this is where I am now. And that's the reason that things are the way that they are. It's that tendency to keep looking back, to referencing something about us that it is related to us. It is real. I'm not discrediting any of your experiences. What I'm placing my attention to is the way in which you and I get to relate to this anchor that we carry with us. Because a lot of times that thing is not really present in our life. We make it present in our life by presencing our attention to the thing, or not being able to understand the influence of that thing that has in our life today. And hence we're lacking awareness. So either we can be in a space that we're carrying the anchor without awareness. So it's influencing the way that we are, the way we behave, the way we be in the world with ourselves and other people. It influences the way we are. And from that space, a lot of times we get confused. We do not understand. Why is it that I'm always trying to do this and it's not working out? Why is it that I'm always trying to escape and yet I snap back in? And as we spend more time in that, we can begin to build more of awareness. Awareness around our anchors. And then that's where the fun begins, because we're like, I got this anchor and I got that anchor and I got that anchor and I got that anchor. And then because we're placing our attention onto them, they become even more alive. And we get to see them. We get to see them play out, and we can be frustrated, we can be annoyed. But again, that's like we're redirecting. It is part of the present because we give our attention, because we allow these things to influence us, because we're not present enough in our own way to be able to navigate and understand. And that thing of the past is the anchor that we drag around. And we often stumble and we're always being held back. And we wonder why. Now, what are these anchors? The different things. Primarily, I'm referring to trauma, capital T, small t, doesn't matter. You can have trauma in small situations, which is overemphasized at times. I'm huge on doing work about our past, right? There's a big space for me to have that allowance for me and for other people. And I find it really important and crucial. What I don't like is when we paint this picture and when we speak about trauma in such a way that we try to glorify, dramatize it, to drag attention, to just try to be with people, manipulate people, create that space, self-pity, victimhood. These are the things that I don't like when we speak about trauma. It's not that they don't have space and presence. It's not that there's not some truth in them. There is. But at the same time, I feel we're just dragging this thing just to like put on a big show. This is an anchor. Unresolved emotions, unprocessed emotions. Trauma is a big word. Unresolved emotions, unprocessed emotion, it's a different story. It's about how I relate to certain situations. How do I relate to certain things that happened in my past? How can I transmute that? How can I transport myself from that little cage of when I was a little kid, or 3 weeks ago, or 2 minutes ago, to now? This episode, it is about the anchors, but it's also about the way out. And the way out has to do with our ability to presence ourselves in this moment. In this moment, to be. From this place where we are, and we can introduce stillness into who we are. We got options, we got choices, and we got the ability to behave and be in any way we choose fit, irrespectively of the past, independently of the past. Because we create the thread, we have the rope. It's not needed, it's not necessary. And when we get present and still and clear, even for a single moment, we see that all this past, all this future vanishes. Then focusing more on the past. It's not needed, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Looking at our past has its value. Knowing where we're coming from has its value. Knowing where we're standing has its value. But so does the present moment, and even more so than anything that happened in the past. Because in your present moment, you're alive. You're live, you're expressing yourself, you're animated, you're surrounded by people, you're surrounded by things, you're surrounded by the world. It is present, it is real. You can touch it, you can smell it, you can feel it, you can discuss, you can talk. You can experience in the present moment. And so, can you experience the past moments in the present moment in different ways? Some of them is the influence of them, the essence, the fragrance of it, that perhaps you're aware or not. And then the other part is like by remembering, we recreate the memory in the present moment. But where was that moment until you remembered it? That is the biggest question I give to people that I work with when we talk about things. Sit with this. Where was this thought about my past, about who I am and how I define myself to be from this space? Where was that 2 minutes ago? Because I wasn't thinking of it. I wasn't reminiscing it. It wasn't influencing my emotions. It wasn't influencing the way that I speak and talk. Where was that? And how did it come into fruition? How did I get to create it within my consciousness? And sometimes, yes, it's passive. It comes in, it slips in. But even then, our awareness and presence allows us to see it coming in. How still and present are we within ourselves? How accepting, how loving, how caring, how compassionate? In order for us to be able to navigate when things arise and to ride the waves of emotions and thoughts, and also guide and serve through them, in order for us to be able to go where we want. There's an essence of desire that's coming and arising from within you. And when we carry those anchors with us, it's really hard to be able to go where we want to go. These are the thoughts for today. Think about them. Reflect. How am I looking back into my past? How am I recreating my past in the present? How can I get more present? How can I get more certain? How can I get more sure of being anchored with a new anchor now, the anchor being the new present moment, which changes every single moment. And you can be present in that. That is why I spent time creating Finding Stillness. It's a course with like different videos with different ideas, but also like practices that you can spend enough time for you to be able to develop, to spend the time, something for you. Finding Stillness is about creating better connection for yourself, with other people, and the world around you. It's about giving you the ability to navigate the world through the frame of being in the world fully, but also having that distance look that you can see what is going on. So it's not about being distant, it's about being present, immersed, aware. And that improves the quality of your life. That will change your life radically. When you get to taste life, it's just like you have food without salt, and then you have like food with just enough seasoning. And it's like, that is the difference that comes with being more present, being more still. If you're interested, just head to my website and you'll be able to find it. I got a section called courses. I got Finding Stillness. You will see it there. Thank you, my friend, for tuning in to another episode from Insight Treasures. My name is Phoebus, and until next time, my friend, let peace guide your life, let love guide your heart, and reason guide your thoughts.